Okay, mic testing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to model a head from a box. So I'm going to explain why we have to, or we should, or be inclined to use box for head modeling or for many things in a class. But for now, I'm going to start modeling a head from a box. So these are the tools to use today. Extrude, insert, edge loop, symmetry, object X, soft selection, and sculpting tool, and mostly these three, tool smooth tool, and then pull, and duplicate faces. Okay, so we're gonna start uh, by first I'm going to click this one here to set up the preferences. I'm going to change the settings to from the millimeter to meter. You can set it to centimeter or something, but I like to use meter for this one, so that this one grid is 1 meter. So the head should be like about the 30 centimeters to maybe 40. So you can set it up the I guess we can set up the let's go back and centimeters. But centimeters is too small, so let's do that meter. And so I normally like to use meter when I build the human and stuff, so that I kind of know quickly how big the human is. So for the poly modeling, and click this one to build the to make the one cube, and then I like to move it up, and let me double check this one. Maybe anything is on here. Transform constraint to see absolute. That's why there was a step snap was somehow on. I don't know why. Probably from what I was doing before. So make sure that it's not on. And then I like to move it above the ground level, whatever I'm building, and I just quickly name this to face underscore geo, and then the this is basically 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. So I'm going to change it to 35. So I'm going to change here. You can change it in scale, but I like to change it from here. So that it will be in real life scale, it will be roughly like around, I mean not roughly because it's actually a number, 35 centimeters, 35 centimeters, and 35 centimeters. And then also I like to add some faces and edges here, some sections here. So I will explain, I must have explained. I'm going to also depth one little less, and I will explain to you why, what is the reason behind subdivision like up to this much, not this one, but height. I'm going to add another one here, and later as we build the face, we may have to also add more faces. So here, so we have this face, not face yet, but it's not done yet. And from here, you're gonna sort of build rough shape first. So it's always good practice to build like rough sketch, like build the forms and shapes, big shapes first, and then get into the details. Because once you try to build the details, a lot of things can go wrong, and then it will be hard to fix. So I'm going to turn on the symmetry. So you press Shift Command and then right mouse click, symmetry, and object, and x-axis on, symmetry on. On PC, I'm not sure it's something equivalent to command. I forgot. I haven't used the PC for so long. So you will find the what's equivalent to a command. So shift command. I think it's PC same. And then also for turn on the soft selection, you press B on your keyboard, and then see now you see the soft selection. I'm sure you know what it is, but just in case, and if you want to make the influence bigger, press B holding down, and then left mouse click, then you see the circle and make it bigger. So I'm going to do this much and then push back in a little bit, so that I shouldn't have done this first, but for the eye socket. So I'm going. So like from the get-go, we are building the face. So I'm going to click this edge, double click, and then select the edge, and then push back in a little bit, because although this is there's a big plane on the front of the face, but still it's slightly curved. So and then this one here too, and then push back in, and then also from here maybe to here, and push back. This one I'm going to make the influence a little bit bigger, and then push back in. Okay, so and then from here I'm going to click this one, push back in a little bit, this one. So you start seeing like what I'm doing here. I hope you do. And press Q, and just for the selection, and then select your move tool, and then push it back a little bit. And also from the below, I would like to push back in a little bit further. But as you know, this one should be a little bit bigger here, and this one maybe a little smaller. Okay, so and then click this way. So I'm building big shape first, and this one I'm going to make the influence a little bit bigger so that it will be more like this. And then this one, and then make the influence a little bit smaller. So, and then for the chin, I like to pull the chin a little bit out like this, and then here, the mouse area here. So I'm building the mouse area, and then for here, the nose, I like to push also, pull to the front a little bit, and then here, this part will be eye socket area. So push back in, and also this one, top of the eye socket. This one is bulging out a little bit, most of the people. And then here, make it a little bit lower, and I guess this part could be a little higher, and this part as well, and this part as well. Oops, sorry about that. So I go back and accept this one. Okay, so I'm kind of, this part is a little strange, so I'm going to push back in a little bit. So we have the kind of rough shape, and then I'm going to push back in a little bit further in, so that we have like rough overall shape. And then, so as you see, you probably know, I start singing. I just press the B to turn up the soft selection, and then you will kind of start singing what I'm doing here. So I'm thinking this part should be up to here, should be nose, because here eye socket, and then push it a little bit down. So I need obviously I need another edge group here for the mouse. So that's what I'm going to do. Insert edge group, select that, and then just click and make another edge loop. So this part should be mouse area. So and then right click and then vertex again. You can move around, of course, and B again. You can move around, of course, the instead of the vertex, you can, of course, also use the edge, face, whatever is comfortable for you. There's no set answer. So obviously, this part I like to push it in a little bit. So I'm still sort of so up to here. I think I like to make it sort of jaw area. So I turn off the maybe I shouldn't turn all the way down, maybe. So and then this part should be a little bit in. So just don't worry about the details too much. For now, you're just doing rough, but like building a shape. So this part actually should be in because I like to, like that. So this one, the jaw will be more prominent. I think we will probably need another edge group here, but that we will do later. Because we can make one here or one here depending on the how it's gonna end up shaped. You can choose. And after that, I'm going to make the eye socket for now. Don't worry about the nose or anything like that. And select this. And for this, I'm going to turn off the symmetry. So I'm going to turn off the symmetry. Oops. And then I'm going to extrude, Shift, Control E, Control E, and then make it smaller like this, and then Control E once again, and then this time I'm going to push it in. Or maybe it's not too fast. Again, I'm going to make another one here, and then to make things easier. And then now once again extrude, push it in. Maybe I just click this one and then push all the way in. Okay, so it's rough, but now we have eye socket. And then I'm going to go to the object mode and then press 3 and then see how it looks. And probably from here I can use the this smooth mode to build further shapes. So from here, so if you see it here, I'm going to make the nose up to here, and then I'm going to build the mouse here. And for that, I'm going to shape a little bit better. So this one, I'm going to turn on the symmetry, and then push it up. So this will be a mouse, the center of the mouse. And then this part, I think I feel like this whole part, let's push close to the nose bridge, because this part will be nose bridge. So okay, so now, so we have this getting look like a human, I have to say. So from here, what I'm going to do is so this part is still looks like a cube. So from here, I'm going to go to the sculpt tool and press this one and double click to open up tool settings. And size, I'm going to put this all the way down to 0 first, and then strength, it should be set up to 100 or 50. It's really strong, so I'm going to put it down to around like 10 or 9. And then if you hover over, your mouse, hover over the mobile, and you will see just a dot. So in order to make this bigger, the brush size is 0. So in order to make the brush bigger, same thing as the soft selection. Hold down B up, and then using pressing down left mouse button and move mouse your left and right. Then you will see the brush size getting bigger, and then just a touch. What's the word? Just brush over your model, and then you will see it smooth. It becomes like smooth. But don't use that to the front of the face, because you will lose the shape that you've been building. So this area, right, this is the back of the neck. So this part should be much further in. So for that, I'm going to select this one. This is to pull the the vertices and everything. So I'm going to put this one, same thing, and then I start shaping a little bit better. And I can make brush size even bigger. So now for the top of the head, okay. So it looks a little bit more like a skull. Because from the bottom you can shape it better, and then you can also later. I don't think I'm going to show you that, but I'm sure you can figure out. You can of course extrude the neck from here, so a little bit better. Okay, so kind of looks like a skull. So usually this part is smaller, but I guess depending on the race, what race you are, the character is, it's a little different. But so far, that's what you do. And then go to the face. And then, of course, I'm going to turn off symmetry once again. I'm going to build the nose the last, actually. It's something I learned from my drawing teacher. And it looks like I need a little more edge loop here to because wait, maybe it's okay. So vertex, I'm going to turn on the symmetry once again. Sorry about that. Symmetry. Okay, so make the mouse area more plausible. Looks like more like a mouse area. So this will be mouse. I hope you can see that you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to turn off the symmetry, and then I'm going to select the face. Oops. So be careful not to move like faces again. Not to move vertices faces accidentally. You have to pay attention to that, so accidentally you don't move it around, because it's a mess up. So from here, I'm going to extrude once again. So to make it center, like this, maybe a little bit up, and then I'm going to a little bit more further, and then I'm going to do another extrude. You will probably have to do multiple extrude later on. So let's just do another extrude. And after that, click this one and push it in a little bit. And then I select the move tool. I turn off the soft select for now. And then edge, I select edge, and select the edge group around your mouse and then push. So you will have to add a lot of details later on. So you will add more uh, edge loops and all that stuff, and then vertex, and then move tool, and then I turn on the soft select for this one. So face, just like anything else, it's a collection of bunch of planes. So you have to find the planes and then build the shape. I mean, build the planes. And here, so to do that, it's better if you know some anatomy and how the human's skull is set, or where the uh, and I feel like this part should be further taken. Oh, see, like you have to be careful, because otherwise, just like here, I forget that I don't have symmetry on. So for that, I get to work the same thing over again. But it's okay, because the second time I'm sure I can make it even better. And soft select on, or not. And so I think this should be further tagging. Further tagging. Maybe not this one. This should be Joe Ryan, I think. Right. So for certain areas, you will need more edge loops. And so okay. Now I'm going to use the sculpting tool once again, and then make the smaller, and then so that you can quickly move things around. And of course, you will have to make sure that you are moving the right one, and then right angle and right amount from all angle. So now you kind of have let's not just go over a little bit like this. So you kind of have oops, not this one. But also you will have to add the sphere later on to see your eye shape. Eye shape is correct. You will have to add an eyeball, simple eyeball, to really see the building correct shapes. So now it's time for the nose. Before then, let me lower it. So now I'm going to select, I change it to move tool, and then I select the move tool, and then for this I'm going to also turn up the symmetry, and then turn up the soft select, and I select these 4 faces, okay, and then I'm going to extrude, Control E, and then turn this one, and just simply extrude and rotate it a little bit, and then select the it's already face mode, so I'm going to change the tool to move tool, and for this I'm going to select the turn on the symmetry on again. So now you have the nose for the character. This is a little bit inaccurate. A lot of parts I'm sure inaccurate, because this part, this edge loop, should actually start from the here and then go around. But for this model, and you can change that later once you have like rough shape. Of course, it could take some time if you want to be if you want to have a really good accurate model. But for this exercise, just to build the simple character really fast, I think it's okay. Oh, also from here you can add you can change and add modify edge loops and all that stuff. We can decide we can add another edge loop around here if you like. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push these guys, leave it up, and then this one up. Also, this and this one should be in, right? This should be like this part should be also a sort of cylinder. So, and then if you think that there's too much of the sort of wrinkly, just smooth them out a little bit, just light touch. And then I don't like this part because it should be a little further out, and this should be maybe further in. This part should be further out a little bit. Okay. Again, this is really rough. I wouldn't animate. I wouldn't be thinking of animating something like this. I would add, of course, a lot more details. I don't mean like details to make it complicated model, but keeping the simplicity, but adding more details so that I can make a good facial rig. Okay, so from here, so this is how it looks. But and then from here, I'm going to add a split edge wing. Was it? Oh, not this one. So sorry about that. So not that one, but edit mesh tools, insert edge loop here. Okay. So now I'm going to select the face. I just going to add. You can add edge loop around here more, and I'm going to extrude. So I'm going to turn off the symmetry. Why it's not going to show me here? Okay, this is weird. Okay, I'm going to go to the object mode and then symmetry and off, and then face, and then I'm going to do extrude a little bit, and then turn that off or turn it on, and then slightly curved. Something like that. It doesn't really look good yet, but so now, I mean, it didn't take too long to get to here. So from here, it looks pretty bad for now, but for now, we can also cut a little bit better. Again, so you have to keep in mind that for some things you certainly want to turn on the symmetry, and for certain things you probably don't want to. And for these kind of things, I definitely want to. So now, okay, and then now I'm going to shape it a little bit better. gonna make it this one bigger. So again, for same thing for everything, you wanna do a rough shape first, and then nope. So there's a so more details. I mean, um, I just do one more things before I. So I'm going to do. Where's the edging? How do I just did? Split edge. Is it? Is it? I just select from here, insert edge loop. So I'm going to add another edge loop around the eyes. And then for this one, I'm going to, oops, up. What's wrong here? But don't panic. Nothing to panic. I think is it selection zone? Nope. Why is it? Whole thing was moving. Not sure. So push this one a bit in, right? So that I can give oops, can you see? Oops, my fingers. So this one, I'm going to pull this one slightly to the front, and then maybe using scale tool, make it a little smaller to this way. And then I'm going to use the smooth tool once again, smooth down certain areas, but I want to keep that part. I mean this part as it is. So just these areas, and then I'm going to use push tool once again. Something like that. I may have to adjust the shape of the eyes. I mean, I'm sure I know. I'm sure I have to once I set up the eyeballs in there. But for now, and also maybe the jawline is a little bit big. So if you want to make it a little more, right? So now it looks a little more appealing. Okay, so now you have this sort of human-looking shape. So it didn't take long to build this so far. So I wrap this up for now, and see you in the class. Happy modeling.